Hey guys, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to use this Becca Ever Matte Poreless Primer, and I'm going to apply that all over my face. I'm just going to take like a dime size amount. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is apply this, what is this? This is a YSL Fusion Ink Foundation. It's like a matte foundation, and I love this stuff. The applicator is kind of funky, but I love it. It's great. So it has great coverage, and it's a really interesting formula. So I just kind of take the applicator, because it's funky, it looks like this, and just kind of like do little swipes on my face. Take a foundation brush and just kind of buff this into my skin. Now that we have that done, I'm going to go in and I'm going to prime my eyes. We're going to do our eyeshadow before we finish our face because we're using some dark colors and we might have a little bit of fallout. So I'm going to use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion to prime my eyes. I'm just going to take a little bit of that and just dab it on my lid. Kind of press it in. Okay, and now to set that, I'm going to go in with Bobbi Brown Banana. It's just kind of a light, yellowy hued shade. And I'm just going to take that on any kind of fluffy brush and just apply that quickly, just so that that primer doesn't crease at all on our lid. And voila, our brows are done. Okay, so now we are going to go in and I'm going to use, first shade I'm going to use as like a nice transition shade is going to be this one here. And this is, what is this? This is Preppy from Makeup Ink. And I'm going to go in with a Sigma. Going to go in with a Sigma E38 brush. It's a diffuser. I'm going to take that very lightly, just a little bit, and place that directly into my crease. And now that that is done, next shade we're going to go in with as like a second transition shade. It's a slightly deeper shade than what we just used. It's Uninterrupted by MAC. It's a dark, like yellow-based brown. It's kind of a funky color. I feel like a lot of people might not gravitate towards it, but it actually is like a really beautiful transition shade. So I'm going to use that and a Sigma E25 brush and apply that to my crease, kind of repeating what we just did. I'm just not going to bring it up quite as far as I brought the previous Preppy shade from Makeup Geek. This is going to go more directly into the crease, which is why I'm using a more precise, smaller brush. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back in with that first Sigma brush that we used, the E38, with no additional product, and I'm just going to buff it out into that Preppy color. Okay. So once you have that cleaned up, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this beautiful shade from Makeup Geek called Enchanted Forest. It's this beautiful dark emerald green. It's gorgeous. I love it. And I'm going to pick that up on a Sigma E45. It's a small little tapered brush. And I'm going to keep this really low, and I'm going to place it on the outer corner and the inner corner of my eye. So now that we have that on there, I know you guys can see that I left the center kind of blank there. So now I'm going to take, I'm actually going to pick up the same, actually no, I'm going to use my MAC 217 for this. And I'm not going to take any additional product at first. I'm just going to connect what we already have on there and add some if we need to, because I really want to be careful, and I think you guys should too if you want to recreate this, about not going in with too much green and bringing it too far up and making it like a really crazy smoky eye, because that's not really what I wanted this look to look like. So I'm going to start slow and add color if I need to, but what I'm really just doing is I'm just going to use this brush with no product on it to connect above my crease here, these two. Okay, so I am going to add a little bit of green to this brush. Just a little bit. Be really careful not to add too much. I'm going to go in directly into my crease here. Okay, and now we're just going to go and clean up a little bit. I'm going to go back in with the E25 and that Uninterrupted color, and I'm going to place that in my crease and buff out. And then one last time, I'm going to go in with the E38 that we used originally in that Preppy color. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with Enchanted Forest, and I'm going to pick up like a smaller, more precise kind of like pencil brush, and I'm just going to reapply it because it gets kind of buffed away, and I really want it to be like a strong, poignant green color. And one last time. Just gonna run this there. There's a lot of blending with this look because when you're using like a really dark color like this, you have to layer and blend and layer and blend so that it doesn't end up looking like completely ridiculous in the end. Okay. So that is done, and now comes the fun part where we get to put the pigment on. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to take Too Faced Shadow Assurance Glitter Glue. I'm going to put a little bit of it on my finger, and I'm going to do one eye at a time. Take a little bit, press it on the ball of my eye, where we left that blank spot, and just kind of work it in. And while it's tacky, still, I'm going to take a MAC 242 brush, and I'm going to spray it with some Fix Plus. Get it nice and wet so that it holds the pigment really well. And I'm going to go in with Makeup Geek's Insomnia pigment. It's like a blue-brown pigment. It's gorgeous. And I'm going to take some of that onto this 242 brush. This. Tap off any excess. So now I'm just going to go back in with a little bit of that Enchanted Force and just kind of clean up and blend everything together. Okay, so most of that is done now. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take a any kind of like powder brush and just wipe away any fallout we may have gotten of like sparkles or anything, so we don't end up having like sparkly concealer. So we're gonna go in with MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I'm just gonna do like 1.5 pumps on the back of my hand, such as here, such as shown here. And then I'm just gonna take that under my eyes and kind of bring it back towards my temple. Try not to get it in your hair like I just did. Alright, so you're done now. No, just kidding. So I'm going to take my damp beauty blender and blend that out. Nothing different. Now that's all blended out, I'm just going to go in and quickly set that so I don't get any creasing. And I'm going to use the Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Tinted Pressed Finishing Powder. I love this stuff. It's awesome for like highlighting under the eye. I like to do is just kind of swirl my brush around in the product and then just kind of put it on the rest of my face because it will make like contouring and stuff a lot easier, because it's a lot easier to put powder on top of another powder when blending. So now that our face is set, I'm going to go in and kind of just contour a little bit. First, I'm going to bronze, and I'm going to use the Smashbox contour kit, which I love this. I feel like it's so underrated. I don't hear anybody ever talk about it, and it has the best cool tone shade for contouring like that I've ever used. So I'm going to use this shade in the middle, though, for bronzing. It's a little bit warmer, and it actually, is it matte? Or, yeah, it's matte. They're all matte. I'm just going to swirl my flat top kabuki brush in there and kind of just hit the sides of my face under my, I'm going to take an angled brush and I'm going to go in with this shade, the more cool tone shade for contouring. And you can see the difference when I lay it down, the two colors. This one's much more cool toned and ashy. So now that that is done, I'm just going to go in and kind of clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to take the highlighting shade that's in here in my beauty blender, and I'm running out of the shade because I love it so much for this purpose, and just kind of do like a quick bake, like really lightly and really quickly just to clean up. And quickly with a brush and just do like a quick nose contour. Just really, really lightly and quickly. I'm going to use this little eyeshadow brush. And then I'm going to go in and just clean that up using the same technique with the Beauty Blender. Okay. And while that is sitting on there and baking, we're going to go in and finish our under eyes. Alright, so I'm going to go in with this flat definer brush. And I'm going to take, I'm going to take this green, the green color, the Enchanted Forest color. Pick that up. Bring it under. So that looks obviously like kind of crazy right now until we go in and blend it out. But now I'm going to take, this pencil brush. I'm going to actually use the same one that we used to apply it on the top, the green color. And I'm just going to kind of use a towel here to make sure there's no green left on it. Alright, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to take Uninterrupted from MAC. Put that right on the top, just kind of dip it in quickly. Tap off the excess. And with this pencil brush, it's a white hair, like natural haired pencil brush, so it gives like a nice wash up color. And we're going to go back in with that Preppy shade that we used on the top. So we're just using all the shades minus the glitter that we used. Every shade that we used on the top we're going to use on the bottom too. So I just picked up Preppy. And we're going to run that down here too. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to use MAC Shroom as my brow highlight and my inner corner highlight. And I'm just going to take a really tiny little like detailer brush. So I'm going to use this. And then just for the sake of being a perfectionist like I am, I always go back and just really lightly with no additional product with a super light hand. Just kind of blend that all in so we don't have like any harsh line between our transition shades and the highlighting shade on the brow. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just add a brown liner to my waterline. You could use a green liner, that might look really cool, but I'm just going to choose to use a brown one today. See, that makes a big difference. It really makes it like, va-voom, smoky, you know? Totally kind of like sexy and dark. Okay, so I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to wipe away our baking powder here. Okay, so now the rest of my face is completely done, and I just coated my upper and bottom lashes in mascara, and then all you gotta do is just pop on some false lashes. I'm gonna use these, and then the look will be complete. So I'm gonna jump in here. So now that we have the lashes on, I'm just gonna go in and bind them really quick with my natural lashes with some mascara. And now I'm just going to take Urban Decay Chill Setting Spray. Douse myself in it pretty much. What this does is just help any of like the powders on your face mix with the liquid or cream products so that if there's anything sitting on the top of your face, it's not, you know, sitting there waiting to crease. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I think it's really cool, really fun. I love it. Green can be kind of difficult like to work with and stuff, but I feel like if you do it right, it can be really beautiful and unique, and it can be like a really different kind of looking smoky eye. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and I hope you guys had a great holiday, and I hope that the beginning of your 2016 has been wonderful, and thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye!